Today, we're jumping into the life of one of India's most fascinating freedom fighters, Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Now, this is a man who was known by two powerful and completely opposite titles. One was a name of respect given to him by millions of his own people. The other was a label of fear, slapped on him by the British Empire.
To really get a handle on Tilak's impact, we've got to start right here, with these two names. They perfectly capture his legacy, telling the story of a man who was, at the exact same time, a beloved leader and a feared revolutionary.
First up, you've got Lokmanya. Now, this wasn't some official title he was given. It came straight from the Indian people, and it literally means accepted by the people as their leader. That just speaks volumes about the incredible bond he had with everyday folks.
And right here, you see the central conflict, don't you? To Indians, he was the Lokmanya, their guy. But to the British, he was the father of Indian unrest, the one man who was stirring up all the trouble. The very same actions earned him both admiration and a whole lot of fear. And that's the man we're here to understand.
So how did one man earn such different reputations? Well, you might be surprised to hear that Tilak didn't start his career as a political firebrand at all. His journey actually began in the quiet world of academics, with a mission to change India through education.
Born way back in 1856, Tilak was a brilliant student from day one. And right after graduating, what does he do? He channels all that energy into founding schools, including the now famous Fergusson College in Pune.
And this is absolutely crucial to understanding him. For the young Tilak, the path to freedom wasn't through protest marches. Not yet. It was through the classroom. He was convinced that if you could just educate the people, they would naturally wake up to their identity and start demanding their rights. That was his first battlefield.
He then took his mission to the next level by launching two newspapers. Think of it as this brilliant two-pronged attack. Kesari, which means the lion, was in the local Marathi language. It was bold, it was direct, and it roared for the common people. At the same time, his English newspaper, the Mahratta, was making sophisticated arguments aimed squarely at the educated elite. The goal? Mobilize absolutely everyone.
But just educating people and writing articles, it wasn't going to be enough. Tilak's patience with the British was running out. He was about to shift from being a critic to a full-blown radical who would demand nothing less than total freedom.
So he joins the Indian National Congress, but he gets really tired of what he saw as the begging bowl politics of the moderate wing. He was like, we're done with polite petitions, we need action. So he leads the extremist faction, the Garam Dal, literally the hot party, teaming up with other powerful leaders to form the famous Lal Bal Paul trio. And then he drops this, a phrase that just electrified the entire nation. Swaraj is my birthright, and I shall have it. This wasn't just a catchy slogan. No way. This completely reframed the whole struggle. He was declaring that self-rule, or Swaraj, wasn't a gift you ask the British for. It was an inherent right that you take back. This idea was an absolute game changer.
So how do you get this message to millions of people, especially when the British are banning political meetings? Well, this is where Tilak's genius really shines. He used culture as a political weapon. He took private religious festivals like Ganesh Chaturthi and turned them into these massive public celebrations. They were about more than just religion. They were a platform for national pride, bringing everyone together under one banner.
As you can imagine, the British government was not a fan of any of this. Their solution was simple: silence him, throw him in prison. But what was meant to break him actually led to one of his most powerful intellectual creations.
The breaking point came when he used his newspaper, Kesari, to defend the actions of some revolutionaries. The British didn't see this as journalism or free speech. They saw it as sedition, a direct call to rebel against the government.
And the sentence? 6 years. Just let that sink in. 6 years of hard labor in a remote prison in Mandalay, Burma, hundreds of miles from his home. This was a sentence designed to crush him and make an example out of him.
But here's the incredible part. In that solitary cell, Tilak doesn't just survive. He writes his masterpiece, the Gita Rahasya. He reinterprets one of the most sacred Hindu texts, the Bhagavad Gita, and argues it's not a call for passive acceptance. He says it's a call for karma yoga, a philosophy of taking selfless, decisive action against injustice. He was basically creating the spiritual and philosophical backbone for the freedom struggle. So when Tilak finally walked out of prison in 1914, he wasn't a broken man. Not even close. He came back as a pragmatic statesman who looked at the fractured independence movement and made it his personal mission to put it back together.
And what he pulled off in the year 1916 was just remarkable. He co-founded the Home Rule League, which reignited the demand for self-government. And maybe most importantly, he engineered the Lucknow Pact. This not only reunited the warring moderate and extremist factions of the Congress, but it also built a historic alliance with the Muslim League. For the first time, they had a truly powerful, united front.
Now, it's really important to see how he set the stage for the man who would follow him, Mahatma Gandhi. Their methods were different, for sure. Gandhi was strictly nonviolent, while Tilak was a pragmatist who believed in using any means necessary. But get this, the core tactics of Swadeshi, using local goods, and boycott as political weapons, those were pioneered by Tilak. Gandhi later took those tools and scaled them up for the entire nation.
And then you have this unbelievable, almost poetic moment in history. Lokmanya Tilak passed away on August 1st, 1920. That was the exact same day that Mahatma Gandhi launched his first massive nationwide protest, the non-cooperation movement. It was truly like the torch was being passed from one generation to the next.
And what did Gandhi himself think of the man whose legacy he was now carrying forward? Well, he gave him the ultimate tribute. He called Tilak the maker of modern India. He knew that without the groundwork Tilak had laid, his own movement might never have been possible.
Which leaves us with this final thought. If Tilak was the one who cleared the ground, mobilized the people, and laid the tough foundation for independence, and Gandhi was the one who ultimately designed and built the house, could that house have ever been built without the foundational work of the Lokmanya, the father of Indian unrest?